Well, former President Trump has brought up election integrity at many of his recent campaign speeches, repeating false claims that the 2020 election was stolen from him. That lie has been repeated by many Trump allies as well. But there's now a group of Republicans from across the country defending the legitimacy of U.S. elections from these types of claims. And we are bringing in Kentucky Secretary of State Michael Adams, now one of those Republican group members. Secretary of State Adams, thanks so much for making the time tonight.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
What goes through your mind every time Mr. Trump hits the campaign trail and continues to say the 2020 election was stolen from him?
Well, Republicans like me are working to make sure that Americans trust our system. We're very transparent. We show people from top to bottom how we count votes, how we make sure that they're not fraudulent, how we have prompt results. And I do that for two reasons. One is I love my country. The other reason, though, is I love my party. And I don't want Republicans to skip out on voting because they don't trust our process. There's a reason that Chuck Schumer is Senate Majority Leader and not Mitch McConnell. It's because voters in Georgia didn't go to the polls in 2021, and they didn't vote for Republicans. And they barely lost, and Georgia sent 2 Democrats to the Senate, and now Republicans don't have the Senate. So I think you're seeing a change in tone from the national level of the GOP. They're encouraging using every method of voting, whether it's early voting, which is what I've championed in Kentucky, absentee voting, election day voting. They're all good. They all work, and they're all tested to ensure that they're fair and free.
So with this 2024 election just around the corner now, we are hearing many Trump allies as well still not committing to accepting the results of the election. This includes Senator Tim Scott. Let's take a quick listen together.
Senator, will you commit to accepting the election results of 2024? Bottom line.
At the end of the day, the 47th president of the United States will be President Donald Trump, and I'm excited to get back to low inflation, low unemployment.
Wait, Senator, yes or no? Yes or no? Will you accept the election results of 2024 no matter who wins?
That is my statement.
Does this worry you? As someone who may be Trump's running mate, does his non-committal answer concern you?
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating. But look, let me say this to all Republicans and all Americans. Even if you think that there were some changes that were due to COVID in how states ran their elections, there are some of those that I championed them. I stand by them. And there are some that other states did that I didn't love. But regardless, 2020 is over. This is 2024. We have new laws. We have new people. And there's simply no reason to state at the outset that you won't accept those results. These results are not coming from one person. It's an army of thousands of people that volunteer to run elections. There's well over 15,000 in my state alone. Democrats and Republicans that work together from my office all the way down to the precinct level, good Americans that double check each other. We have checks and balances. And so we're going to have a fair election in 2024.
Are you concerned that we may see a repeat of January 6th if Mr. Trump loses again?
I don't see why that would happen. I don't think that will happen. But it's going to be a very close election. And so it could come down to one state or two states in a very, very close outcome. And so it's certainly possible we could see something at the state level. But I don't think we're going to see another January 6th. I think we didn't see that one coming, and we've prepared adequately, especially at the federal level, to prevent that.
You know, finally, with your objections to Trump's comments about the election and accepting the results, are you planning to vote for him this November, seeing that he is the presumptive GOP nominee?
Well, I'm a good Republican. My state is going to vote by 30 points for Donald Trump. I'm not here to attack candidates who are on the ballot in the state where I run elections. I'm a good Republican, always have been. And this election is going to come down to actually whether Republicans who voted for Nikki Haley are going to vote for Donald Trump, whether Democrats who voted for Joe Biden, who's really underperformed, are going to vote for him. But it's going to be a free and fair election either way.
All right. Kentucky Secretary of State Michael Adams, appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.